This is a quick review of 3 of the matches you sent me. I have not seen any of them yet. I don't know what to expect. So I'm just going to start them and see how it goes. The first thing as I start them, I'm going to be looking at your runes and masteries. And realistically, you're playing Alawi, Grasp, okay. As long as you're fighting a melee champion, that shouldn't be a problem. And you're fighting probably one of those two, so it should be fine. At least expected to. Here, already starting off kind of wonky. Yeah, sure, Alawi. I'm not sure the one trick setup or what it is for all your tentacles, but this won't even help you in lane. This just kind of leaves them by your turrets. This gives you 0 lane agency. You're also not guarding your jungle. The first minute and a half or 2 minutes of the game is generally about just finding out what information you can. And they don't have any scary level 1. They don't have any Blitzcrank or Thresh or Nautilus, so you're fairly okay to walk up to River. So far, so neutral. I'm not going to harp too much on guarding jungle. It won't lose you too many games, won't win you too many games, but just things to make note and push. So here, sure, you're still guarding your turret, whatever. Walking with, you don't know. This is a no. You do not walk up to this bush, because you did not check the bush. If Sion full charge, I don't know if the Sion's the top lane or if Sion is mid. Oh, I'm blind. Whatever, it's York. You still don't just blind phase check this because he just gets to hit you first. There's no reason to walk up to this bush. If you walked in here before for trying for some cheese thing, maybe it's just really coin flippy. Either way, don't just walk up to that bush. You don't even walk up to it. You just stay on the edge of it, so he'd get pretty much a free hit and walk away. Okay, sure. Here, you lane. Do pressure for level 2. You should auto this like once or twice, so that way you can pressure for level 2. You're just keeping the wave even, because you want him to lose XP or something if he's not there. But you still want to auto once or twice. Okay, you're so far conceding lane. You slap him tentacle. That's fine. Started Q. Also, I'm not sure if you we'll look back and see if you instantly get a spell or not, because sometimes Alawi gets Q just because that gives you more agency. Again, I don't play Alawi personally. I'm not sure which better in which matchup. Can this camera please stay locked on you? Not redirect. Okay. So here, York's using the bush. Oh, I was fixing the camera settings. I was very slow to realize this, but here, I believe the first melee creep of the second wave, which you are not respecting or noting, because here, he is 2 creeps away. Or for some, you can have a caster up, whatever. He's at level 2. You should not be standing here. You should just not be standing here. If he was good, he just walks behind you, starts hitting you. He has Conqueror, he'll prolong the trade, and he'll beat you. He'll take away 1/3 of your health bar. He doesn't punish you, he lets you get away with it. He just lazily last hits minions. If he was good, he'd already be behind you, you'd be at 66% HP. So, mistake that is very notable, very punishable, and Yorick just got a free lane so far. Whatever, it's fine. I don't personally play Alawi, so I'm not sure too much on how the matchup goes, but I know the level 2 power spikes, and then let's see. Probably can't do much into him to level 3, which he's just pushing into you. He's up a level. You do not walk up to these creeps. I'm saying this after the set because I'm responding slow, but I'm willing to bet this will happen in almost every matchup, that you're not watching for level 2 and level 3 power spikes, and that will lose you the lane in like many games. And if you lose lane, well, I'm just tossing out random numbers. 20% of the time you'll lose the game, or 10% or whatever. So from 50-50, make it 60-40. Your win ratio I'm talking about. So if you go from like complete coin flip games to if you lose lane, now it's the odds of you losing is 60%, and odds of you winning is 40%. Because that will lose you lane. That will lose like game. Because realistically you can be below half HP if this guy was good. He just lets you lane because even though he's level up. You miss your E, which is huge, and you still walk up. This is absolutely a no-no. You're Alawi, you have no W, you went for QE, you have 0 threat, you should not be walking up to these creeps. You miss maybe 1 creep just by sitting back here and waiting for the next wave to come in. You should not be auto-attacking or threatening or doing anything. You should just wait. You get away with this because it's low MMR, and they don't punish you for it at all. So far, this is just, you should already be way below half or dead. So look, first time he hits you, and he could have been doing this the entire laning phase. You have no creep wave. He has a level advantage. Just you should have been way further. That shouldn't have happened. But at this point, it's happened. That's the third time that's happened in what? 1 minute? Minute and a half? The minions spawn at what? 130? So yeah, you should just watch your health bar. At this point, you just want to collect this wave. Hopefully, you don't get dove. Just collect XP. He doesn't know how to dive, so he'll be fine. Just get some XP. Just last hit some minions. I also have not been watching how you last hit. I'm assuming you do not have 19 creeps, which is, I believe that was just cannon wave that just passed by. Which actually, that's not that bad. Missing 6 out of 19, assuming that was cannon. Was it cannon? Was that cannon or was that? Yeah, it's cannon wave. Okay. Yeah, that's not. No, that's the next wave. So that's the 19 plus 6. 19 plus 24 is perfect CS. Right now, but the early game is hard to CS. But so right now, out of 24 minions, right? What is that? No, 19 plus 6 is 25. You have about half. You have about half the available CS in gold. So right now you're just losing lane. You're half HP. Again, these things were from not respecting level 2, not respecting level 3. Guarding jungle didn't lose you lane, and then walking up to that bush was really random. All cases where you could have lost lane. So far I haven't seen any cases where you'd be winning lane. How you'd be playing the lane, you'd be playing for level 2. You could start W, you could position your tentacles much further up in the lane instead of protecting your turret. And you can pressure him in those ways. So far you've done none of that, you've just let him have a free lane. I'm not going over the exact micro where which little pocket to stand in, because these are just big glaring mistakes and we're going over 3 games, so I'm not going to go over super specific micro. But sure, you're getting hit by the ghouls, whatever, that's natural, it's expected. Here, his wave will automatically push into you. You are low HP, you cannot clearly safely shove out this wave. This camera is driving me crazy. What? Can this thing stop? Manual camera, please. So you need to stop hitting the wave now. If he was good, he would force a freeze on you because you're not manipulating this wave. Because if you keep slapping your Q on this wave, which is what you're doing, you just gave him a freeze. At this current point, if this was higher MMR, you just lost lane. Or you're forced to TP back. Sounds advanced, sounds weird, but realistically he just last hits, gets this wave over here, and then you can't walk up because you're about half HP. He doesn't do that, he's going to permanently auto push because these are just mistakes that you're doing, you're not getting punished for. And he's just going to get a recall because he's going to shove it, and that's what he's going to do. He might even be really awkward and trying to get a play. He should not go for a play. He should just reset. We'll see what he does. He probably okay, cool. He resets. Cool. You're whatever. You're losing lane, but not that bad. I don't know what perfect CS at this point is, but something to work on. Here you walk. He reset. Ideally, you reset. You match it. You can see this TP if you move your camera. Realistic in game, it's as a spectator bug. You don't see it, but you see his TP. You don't TP yet. Just something to note. He is stronger than you. He purchased items. He has a sheen. I'm not sure if you notice this when you play the game, but he is now stronger than you. Not sure if you're keeping track of their jungler. I personally haven't because I've been harping on your lane, which is bad on my part. But this is just a thing. I'm really glad that you saved your flash. That's good. You have to TP though. Like, you have to TP. You have to bring your TP. Like you have to burn TP here. You're way too low. No. I'm glad you saved your flash. That was really good. That was the best thing you've done so far, in my opinion. You do not flash because they didn't threaten it. They didn't threaten cage. You saved it. You held on to it. But just TP back. Just. If Kayn is good, he just comes in here and dives you. Kayn gets level 6. Well, actually level 4. Never mind. He's slow, but they can still dive you. Like this is not an HP threshold you want to be at. He has Sheen. He just does another trade on you, gets you to 150, 200 HP, and then Kayn W's you once. And this is not an HP threshold you want to be at. So at no point do you have agency, do you have control. No, at no point can you help your jungler do grubs. At no point do you ever walk past half the lane. You're just sitting here. You're not pressuring your opponent. He has complete agency, complete control. You have no options other than sitting on your turret. So far he's just winning. I mean, it's not much. It's just agency and time and control. And high MMR, that is game. At lower MMR, this is not the end of the world. It's just you're not controlling the game, which means you're not pushing for advantages or winning. It's just neutral, which, I mean, whatever, but you get scrubs. Because you had priority, you had pressure. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, as long as it crashes, it should crash. One way to know if it crashes, if the wave is here and yours is, they'll pretty much walk the same speed. I'm not sure if you know this, but if the wave was here, it'll reach this turret at the same rate this wave will reach this turret. So if you watch that, when you go here, you kill it, and your wave is here, and his wave is same thing, and so it'll crash it before, because you had, when you pushed it, it was somewhere over here. So yeah, it'll crash. You can know that beforehand, that's something to know and make use of. Okay, whatever. Good recall. Should have recalled way sooner, personally, in my opinion. But they just don't punish you, they don't dive you, they don't threaten a freeze. You get away with all these things. Slow and more. Okay, cool. We're walking back to lane. You TP. Debatable. Whatever, not the end of the world. I won't harp on it. But it's a cannon wave. He can still get a plate if he wanted to. He doesn't go for the plate. Whatever. It's not the worst, not the best TP. Okay, cool. You get back to lane. You started with boots. Don't know what Alawi's build is, but I don't think boots first is your item choice. Especially if all you're going to do is sit in lane. And this champion doesn't really abuse mobility as much, or spacing. Or neither, I don't think Alawi does. I could be wrong, but maybe if you're fighting into a Tryndamere or something that actually has mobility or has spacing like Kled, these things, but these are just pretty run at you champions. They just run at your face. They don't really kite too much. I mean, Yorick can use his ghouls and stuff, but it's not as big of a thing in this matchup. Sure, whatever. Under tower so far. I mean, you're neutrally losing lane. You haven't died, but at no point have you pressured him. At no point. Whew, land your E. That was the first good E. And the first real option you had to land E. Really good. Really good. I was going to say, if he chose to run at you, yeah, good. Good. Most of the lane you couldn't land that because you just weren't in a position to. Good. Alright, cool. You flash. The only thing is he has flash too. Flash for flash isn't the worst thing. That's fine. Cool. Yeah, you kill him. Good job. I think Tentacle just slapped him because he's back at the game or something. I'm willing that's what happened, right? He doesn't pay attention, he gets slapped by Tentacle as he recalls. Yeah, he just stands there. Yeah. He's bad. Which, I mean, that's still, you did a better job than he did in at that time. Landed your E-pull, and then you ulted. Good. Realistically, he should have been able to walk away and cage you, which he should have just done as soon as he lands the pull, but he wasn't fast enough. So, good job, you killed him. Because that was the first E you could realistically land and do things with, because you're even in lane, and you get him for it. So here, okay, cool. Reset. Do not go for second plate. Do not go for second plate. Do not go for this wave. You need tempo. You need to reset. Do not do these things. No. Because this guy right now is somewhere over here. Yep. And then he's going to reach here. And then you're going to be stuck in lane. You're not going to have your item or gold advantage, which you currently have, but he's technically stronger than you right now because you haven't reset yet. If he's good, he will just chase you. You don't, even if you got this plate, it's not worth it. Like, you need tempo, you need to reset. If he's good enough, he just stops you from recalling. Wait, do you know if this is worded or not? Okay, I don't know how this is back there. He does not punish it. He does not permanently chase you because everyone's on the map. He should have. Again, things you're getting away with. Because you overstayed and that was just a mistake. Because that 125 gold, pretty sure doesn't get you anything. You could have just gotten cloth armor and control wards. Also, purchase a control ward at this point. Good habit to have. Purchase a control ward on most backs. I mean, lower MMR is not as important, but still, it helps you in lane. Helps you control an objective. Because you, so far, haven't pressured grubbies at all. You've just kind of been sitting in lane. And just getting pushed in and shoved in. You can start pressuring him now. You have a lead. Hopefully, you push into him. You bring people to the side lane. This is how you win as Alawi. People come towards you and you have complete control of that situation because Alawi, you can't run at her. If she lands an E, she wins the fight. Her soul rip, like, you win the fight. So you can start shoving, you can start pushing, start slapping him. You have gold advantage. Item advantage, pretty even, but you should be ahead in gold, so just because boots and Sheen. Cool, good, slap him, do some damage onto that soul, chunk him a little bit. You have Grasp, he has Conqueror, that is something to note. I'm not sure if you made use of does it tell me how many Grasp procs you get so far? I don't know if it tells me. Can I Can I see how many grass procs you've gotten? I don't think it tells me. I don't think you've procced it very much. That's why I'm saying that, just because the way the laning phase was going in the first 5 minutes. Good. Yeah, push into him. Do not blindly push into him. You need to make note of where... You can go for this plate, but just the one plate. The demolish proc is not worth it. It's okay if you do, but then things like this happen, and it's really awkward because you hit him under turret. Then you die. I don't know... I was talking about hitting the turret. I don't know what you did to hit him. You don't have flash because both your flash timers are the same. I'm not sure if you ping that or not, but I don't know what you do here that hits him. Oh, he's soul ripped, and that hits him, and you just get murdered. I'm focusing on big ideas, and I personally just forgot that he is soul ripped. But yes, things to keep watching because I'm also playing this at like ×2 speed. Yeah, he just you need to not get turret aggro. Like that was just 100% avoidable. You could. The reason I was saying get played as well is because that way you can help Jax move towards the Jax, and then just secure, because you don't know where the jungler is. We haven't been talking about jungle. I'm doing this also very quickly because again, we're gonna go over 3 games. But again, level 2, level 3, when to reset, teleport. I'll make notes at the end of everything to note. But power spikes, item spikes, you have Iceborne Gauntlet, he does not have an item, and when to push and when to shove. Plates are still up, still push. He has TPs in, okay, fine. I'm not sure if you noticed TP, but things to note are things like a TP. Okay, you're allowed to keep shoving into him. You have Iceborne Gauntlet, you can keep shoving into him. You still have item advantage. You're still ahead. So here, just keep slapping him, sure. You can pressure him a bit more, actually hitting him and using your grass proc, and when it's off cooldown. Don't know why you're letting him. You're playing Alawi, you need to just... You don't want to sit under tower, you need to pressure the side lane. Like, you need to bring people to your lane. You can force freeze, that's okay. Okay, fine, sure, just a little thing. I don't know where everyone is exactly, but you do want to pressure. You want people to be brought to your lane so your team has an easier time. I haven't been watching bot lane, haven't been watching mid lane, haven't been watching your jungler. I'll probably do that more in the second game. Now that I have a better idea of what to look for in your lane, level 1, level 2, level 3, and then item spikes, along with resets. And I haven't mentioned, like, warding, you never ward or anything. I mean, you're already pushed in 3 minutes in, but sure, okay, you're holding a freeze, but what's happening over here? I'm not sure if you're watching this while you're top. You have item advantage. Now that everyone's on the map, just push. You have item advantage. This freeze does nothing for you. You do not get any pressure. You do not get any advantage. Maybe you get, like, edge out a small CS lead of some sort, sure. But you need to push. You need to start pushing. The freezes at this point, still valuable, still useful. But if he can still farm, which he has been, just... This turret, something you should go for. Sure, you missed E. It's also, when he has a gigantic wave, landing your E is a lot more difficult. Alawi excels as a champion that pushes. If you have lifesteal, if you have something like Tryndamere, if you have something like Warwick, if you have something like Volibear, those freezes are much better because they can chase the champion down really well. Alawi does not chase really well. Alawi just secures a spot on the map. If she wants to secure a spot right at his turret, and then you just force enemies to come in, and it really sucks for them because it's really difficult to kill Alawi. Sure, if you're at your tower, you're defending your tower, that's great. You don't lose the game. Well, you will, but you won't lose your lane. But the rest of the map will lose because that's not where your champion excels at. Okay, cool. But yes, please push. Please push. Please start pushing. They're fighting bot side. You can even threaten Herald. Plates are now gone, so turret damage is completely useless unless you can get the whole tower. You have Demolish, so turret damage is okay. He could cast his ultimate, whatever, not a big deal. You're still Alawi, you still win this, even if he has Conqueror. If you land E, you smack him. Okay, yeah, his little ghoul makes that really difficult, sure, micro mistakes. Okay, watch his mana, watch your mana. Okay, yeah, he's annoying. Okay, sure. Look at his mana, he's running really low on mana, he has 50 mana. Not sure if you watched that. Yeah, I'm watching your health, yeah, it's getting low. Because you do keep getting hit by this cool thing. You have some nice HP regen. Not sure if you know if his recalls or not. Oh, do you do Herald? Do you reset? You have TP. Probably go for his tower. Yes, you can go for... It's okay if you die for tower. Because it'd be it wouldn't be first tower. Okay, sure. As long you don't have to run all the way back. You can just reset earlier. Or you, no, if you were gonna reset. If you're gonna push and try to die for the tower, I was okay with that as well. But just now you're staying here, and now you're awkward, and now you're matched in items. And who got Herald? Kane got Herald. It was never pushed for. It was never left. That was decision was not made, and indecision just put you behind because of uncertainty. But it was either pushed for tower or instantly reset or look for Herald with Jax. None of those happened. It was this, which is just stay on the map with no HP, which means they can turret dive you and then take your tower. You have TP, you can just reset and TP back, the worst case. And instead of, I mean, you're Alawi. Sure, you can TP for dragon fights, but you're Alawi. Like, not generally that pretty to TP for dragon. But you need to push. You need to push. You're playing Alawi. You need to push. Okay, sure, now you reset. I mean, you have very little health. Okay, and you walk back. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Sure. You do finally reset. Push. You have to push. You have to push. You have to push. This guy reset for no reason. Get his tower. Get his tower. Get his tower. Okay, that's fine too. You see him in lane. Sure. Hit him. You just flash for no reason. All of these things just seem very inconsistent. You don't know if you're going for tower, you don't know if you're fighting him, and in the next game I'll go over these in more detail, but it seems very indecisive, uncertain, trying to figure out what to do in the moment instead of having a plan. I feel you need to figure out what your plan is and see if it's right or wrong and see if it works. Sure, we found out he didn't recall. He has that full Conqueror stacks. You want him to drop those Conqueror stacks. Don't want to fight him ideally with full Conqueror stacks. He's getting to keep those full Conqueror stacks. You're getting chipped out. You're still Alawi. You should still be able to smack him if you land your E. If you can avoid losing your tower, that'd be great. You might lose tower because that was kind of sloppily played. And now you lose tower, which really sucks. You could have kept it alive for a little bit. Not the end of the world, but you just lost the tower where you didn't have to, which just sucks. Yeah, it'd be super low HP, but they wouldn't get the global gold, and like, now you lose vision of this area. And what are you doing? You're roaming Alawi mid. This, I don't know what this is. Alawi sits in the sideline. She doesn't really clear waves and sit mid. You do this if you're like choosing to fight. You don't. I don't know what you're doing. What is this? You just sit up here, or go down here because you don't want to fight against them, but. You do. You're still fine as long as you land your E. I don't know what that was. You just lost half turret HP. That was completely needless. Unless your team's 100% getting dove, you don't move. Like, you're playing Alawi. You don't really hold weight. You don't really do any of this ARAMing. Champions that do that from top lane are. That come down, they have great engage, they have great disengage, they have great utility for your team. That's the Malphites, that's Scion ultis, that's maybe a Mundo looking to turret dive if he's fed enough. Maybe it's a Jax, maybe it's an Aurelia, or a Singed. Singed isn't the best option, or Mundo, but I'm just giving examples of having more agency in team fights. You're Alawi and you're running to protect a turret. Not what she excels at. I mean, the result is yes, Kane dies. Okay, cool. Just get top turret. This guy just TP'd. This guy's TPing. If you see the word, I'm not sure if you know the word. Just get top turret. This free top turret right now. You guys chasing for these skills will get you nothing. You go back top turret. No, indecisive. Just ignore him. It's fine. Your free team dies. It's fine. This guy is probably never gonna die. This guy is just gonna get peeled from Zyra. Then you're gonna get slow. You're gonna get kited. Like just go for this top turret. Just go. And if you don't get top turret, just push out the wave. Standing here as Alawi, spectating, really awkward, really, you want to fight for vision, you want to get control of this area, make sure it's safe for you to farm, you want to push out this wave, or you can go bot side, sure. I mean, you have a Singed Teemo, which is some poison stack thing, I don't know what it is, some dot damage. Yeah, your team is feeding and inting, but you've also done nothing. You went neutral in lane when you should have lost lane very, very hard. You didn't push for tower. You didn't pressure tower. You didn't pressure any grubbies. You didn't pressure any herald. You just sat in lane, watched the orc farm, and take your tower. Like you pushed up here once or twice. That's great. You didn't lose your lane until you lost tower, which people would argue if that's losing your winning lane. That's semantics. I'm not going to go into details of if you want, but at best you're neutral, because gold wise you're probably tied. I mean, you're up 200 gold. That's not even an item, like not even cloth armor. You're pretty tied. And at this point you sit in the side lane and you push. You don't sit mid. Okay, cool. I don't know what that is. Okay, you keep getting smacked by his E's at this point, so micro does slowly stack up here. Like, you can't get hit by his E's like that, especially when they hurt that much. I don't know what this movement is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. You want to group for dragon? It's 4v5, and your team's losing. This is not you don't group. This is completely dark. Do not go to these fights. No. You already said your team's feeding, your team's grief. Like, you lose these fights. Your team is behind. It's 4v5, or I guess in this case it's 4v4 because Yorick's topside. So it's 4v4. Your Neferi just spawned, and your team is doing really, really poorly. You had no vision. You're gonna face check Azira and Hui. They're just gonna land their skill shots and you lose the fight. They're gonna stay at a range. You're not gonna be able to walk up or do anything. At best, you get the heal off the Scion. You don't do anything in these fights. Like, I'm not going over the details of the micro of where to land your E, where to ult, if you should have moved forward or slapped them with tentacle, because you shouldn't be there. I'm like, you lose that fight. So I'll probably go over laning again, and then mid lane, hopefully, mid game again. You just hopefully don't just wander and guard here. You need to push lane, push level 2, push level 3. I mean pressure, sorry. Like pressure your level 2, pressure your level 3, pressure your item advantage, pressure the enemy for grubs, pressure the enemy for herald, pressure the enemy turret. You're playing Alawi. If you're sitting at tower, you better be playing some high scaling champion that has no agency in lane because he's fighting a really bad matchup. I can't personally think of anyone who wants to sit at tower for that long, but things like Malphite where, yeah, you just sit and you just wait and then you're an R for your team fights. I don't really play champions that are that passive and help your team, but Mundo, actually I play Mundo. Mundo sits at tower and just farms and then becomes a monster. But Alawi doesn't just sit at tower for 14 minutes until she loses it and does nothing. Yeah, sure, your team lost really hard. If could you have done more? Yes. Would you have won the game? In this case, maybe not. You could have definitely pressured way harder. If you pressured this guy level 1, level 2, if you sat at his tower over here, you could have had this guy be completely useless, completely worthless. You could have been at this tower. You could have made the enemy come towards you, giving your team more free time to get dragons, giving your team more... Maybe they don't get all these things, but these are just things you could have done that maybe this game wouldn't have won you because they lost really hard. Okay. At the same time, you didn't do anything to win the game. You just slowly were losing your towers until, oh, the enemy's ahead. And you're just, it feels coin flippy because the way you played is reliant on your team carrying you, because you would have never won the game for your team. You would have just sat there waiting, hoping for your team to do well, which makes you feel stuck, because if you're not carrying, if you're not pressuring, if you're not getting gold advantages, turrets, heralds, grubbies, like, you're not going to win the game. And at this point, it's in the enemy's hands to throw, not in your hands to win. What that means is, hopefully they throw. I can see the game highlights over here, though. It's not going to happen. They get triple inhibs. There's not much you can do at this point. Around this time is when, somewhere around here was probably the last time you had control over the game. Right before this turret fell. Right after that turret fell, it started to just start being in the enemy's hands. And at this point, your game's lost. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the next game now. See if you fight for level 2, level 3, and see what happens. I mean, you can fast forward this. And see at this point, just end the game. Nothing to really see. Leave. On to the next game. Replay raffle file. Options. Rename. Oh, what? Undo. Options. Rename. Rename. Okay, second game. That game went on longer than I wanted. It went on for about half an hour. Again, a Lawi game. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if you... It's probably going to see the same habits, but this time I'll focus them more. You're fighting Aatrox. Again, I don't know how matchups go. I believe he does pressure you hard level 1. He has more wave clear. It is low MMR though, so maybe he doesn't do that. But yeah, just guard the jungle or set up your tentacles. Again, set them up. You can set one up further up. I don't play Lawi personally, so I'm not sure where, but they're not going to help you in lane if you put them here. The waves meet over here, so having them over here just means when you get shoved into turret, you're safe at turret, which that's great, but that's not how you win the game. Protecting your turret is part of it, but you need to get minions. You need to kill the enemy. You need to threaten the enemy. You need to push their tower. Don't know what this is. That he's spam ping. He doesn't even spam ping. This word doesn't. No, you don't do this for your team. Don't use a word like that. Unless your team threatens you. So he is threatening you. You have to respect that. He does beat you level 1. He misses things. Okay. I don't know what spell you got. You got Q. Okay. You showed it already. So here, okay, keep autoing. He uses Q. You can auto things. Pressure for level 2. Pressure for level 2. Pressure for level 2. Okay, now he has his Q back up. So do you. Pressure. As long as you pressure for level 2, I'm okay with this. You get level 2. Good. You win this. Nothing happens. Now he gets level 2. Now he beats you. He can technically kill you right now, or force your flash. He misses his W. He's not stanking his PTA. You went Conqueror. Cool. Okay, fine. He should have you much lower, but both you had level 2 advantage. You didn't pressure a trade, and when he got level 2, you didn't respect it, but he missed his W. So both of you coin flip. Around 3-minute mark, please ward. 3 to 3:15, you should ward because junglers are finished the jungle pathing. Cool. I mean, here you're level 3. You had level 3 for a moment. You're half HP now. And he's level 3 too. You need to back away. Here's where you use those tentacles and start defending. He has HP advantage. You've lost the trades. And you need to go protect. I'm not going to go over the min-maxing of using bone plating, but you're not using it effectively. I'm not going over the exact details of micro because so far it's just been big, glaring things. Leveling power spike, minion waves, cooldowns. Very basic things. We're not going over each rune and each mastery, using the regen, using bone plating, damage reduction, using spacing, and it's just big level spikes, big like minion waves, big concept. It's not about these posturing, positioning, using small steps to gain get in the opponent's head. Cool, you land your E, you win the trade. This guy's not pressuring the wave. He should just be looking to crash at this, but now he lost lane because you landed an E on him. That's Lawi. Okay, you can pressure, yeah, good. He has HP, okay, cool, good job, yeah, good job, you kill him, and he burns flash. Spam ping that. After you land your E, great. After you landed your E, great job. He should not be allowed to just freely walk up to this wave, especially while he's still on threshold on whatever that's called, sold possess mode. Great, perfect. You have, great, good job. Granted, he should have never got hit by that E, but he did, and then he burned his flash. Good job. I'm not trying to be a result-based Nancy. I'm just playing this at really fast speeds. He burns his TP. You should have either reset or hard shoved this. Realistically, just reset TP back, because you are vulnerable to a gank. This is, I mean, was there jungler a Mumu? Okay, I guess you see a Mumu, but still, just reset teleport back. You're not going to use a teleport for anything early on, because of the way your ultimate unleash teleport works. I forget when you get it. It's like what, 14 minutes or something. At 10 minutes, sorry. So you won't even get it till then. Cooldown. So here, super awkward. You have a jungler coming up. Okay, fine. Shove this, reset. Shove this, reset. Shove this, reset. Shove harder. Shove harder. Shove harder. Shove harder. If you want, you can swing a jungler. This guy loves getting hit by your E's. So yeah. Okay. Good. Reset. Reset. Not even worth the play. Before 5 minutes, you will not damage this turret. You don't get this play before 5 minutes. There's just nothing. Not worth the wave. Reset. Tempo. Reset. 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 Do not do this. This is very, 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 very bad. At this point, we haven't kept track of where Amumu is because I'm very focused on you. This is horrible. This is the worst. You just burned your flash for no reason. You have a gigantic lead. You need to use this. Compared to the last game where you just lost lane gracefully, even though you had many opportunities to win by trying to pressure level 2, level 3 against the Yorick and pressuring your item advantage. Here, you just had a gigantic 30-second window to perfectly reset and get Sheen, get Boots, because in this matchup Boots matters a lot more than Yorick, because you do need to land to dodge his Q. You need to reset. Cool. And you will have to TP back most likely. Actually, slow pushing, never mind. If you're slow pushing, you have to walk back. I lied to you. Okay, fine, you slow pushing, get to walk back. Save your teleport, that's fine, that's good. All you have to do is collect this wave or thin it out. You might be able to thin it out because just of how gigantic of a lead you got. I'm not Alawi, I don't know what items you're supposed to purchase. Personally, I probably would have gotten Sheen and Boots or Boots and something in this matchup, just because, again, dodging this guy is really important. And movement's a lot more important in this matchup than the Yorick one. He has a gigantic wave. I mean, you land E, that's still good because you land the E, so you still win the trade because you're Alawi. So you gotta just smack the ghost. Try to avoid getting smacked by his Q. And don't tank this whole wave. Okay, no. See, you have an advantage, but you can't tank, what is that, 9 casters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 casters, cannon, and you can't tank that. If he was good, or had an idea of how bad that was, you would be at half HP. Yes, you have a lead, but you can't just tank that whole creep wave. He doesn't punish you for it. But you need to either thin this out, or you have ulti soon. You have your ulti soon? Again, it seems like I'm reacting to things just because I'm playing everything at fast speeds. But you get your level 6 soon. In that case, you can fight inside the wave. Maybe he's not keeping track of it. He has his flash down. We saw that because earlier he just goofed his flash when the Bel'Veth ganked and he just randomly flashed. Or was it level 1? Or not level 1, whatever. One of your kills, he flashed. I'm thinking on your first kill when you landed your E level 3 and then he flashes silly. It's still down. You should be on top of this guy. You're level 6. No, you smack him. He's not level. You smack him. Level advantages, item advantages. They're not being used. He dies here. He dies here. Well, I don't know how this whole window. You should be dead. That whole, what is that, 30 seconds? Right after you land your E here. And you're very close to 6. Again, don't tank this because he can just kite you out and stuff. But once your wave is back, he should never walk up. He either dies or he gets forced out of lane. And he loses lane because he doesn't have teleport. And you can either force freeze or just shove, gets plates, whatever. Here, you walk behind him, you chase him. Even without E, you beat him because you're going to have ulti. He burns his Q. I don't know if he burned his E. I think he did. And I'm pretty sure he burned his E. I haven't kept track of it because it's just micro. But these are just huge things. You got level 6, not on top of him. Items and levels. Items and levels advantages. You still beat him. You still beat him. You just don't even have to land E because you're level 6. And he's level 5. And you have item advantage. And you have so many advantages right now that you could actually tank this entire creep wave. You let him take this. You let him crash into turret. You're giving him a base right now. You're letting him catch back up. You're not pressuring with your lead. This is just sitting at turret doing nothing. He's gonna get level 6 next wave or so because he didn't miss that much XP. And now you're getting chipped out because you're just tanking all these creeps, but you've been tanking it for no reason. You're either choosing to fight or you're backing off, but you're doing neither. You're just tanking the creeps for no reason because you were at full HP and you went off full HP, whatever, 70-80%, and you slowly get chipped down as you fight inside his creep wave. These aren't trades. These are called, you should be all-inning. You should not be trading here. Because again, items and levels. But you just get chipped out, small trade. You don't do small trades. You're running Conqueror. He's running PTA. You have items and levels. And there's a huge creep wave. You don't do small trades into this. This is just, you decide how you lose your lead. There's no way around it. He slowly chips at you and you're just face tanking these creeps. I'm not counting how much health you lost to creeps, but it was hundreds of health. Now he's gonna get 6 on this wave, and then he's gonna dive you, because this past minute has been atrocious. And sure, they got dragon, whatever. Like, you could have, this guy should be dead, or base. You should get grubbies, or reset item, or get plates. He didn't turn this, you just threw it. Yeah, he can dive you, yeah. I mean, if he plays it properly. He doesn't play it properly, so you get to kill him, because he griefed. That was not you being good, that was him being bad. Because he doesn't know how to dive, he doesn't know how to space, he doesn't know how to properly land his Qs, he doesn't know how to threaten you, he doesn't know how to force you into bad positions, he doesn't know how to play Aatrox. But whatever, he dies, because he's horrible. Okay, shove this in. You should have, that was a slow shove, but whatever, it still crashes, it's fine. Don't have to burn TP, useless TP. Because you still miss the same amount of minions. Okay, maybe you get 3 extra minions. No, he shoves it anyways, so you lose no minions if it's just useless TP. Help her. There's no reason to do this. You don't win any fights. You don't get help her. Just stand here. What if a Mumu comes? You need to leave your lane in situations where you can't pressure the enemy, you can't pressure the turret, and you lose no minions. Help your teammate. Same thing as into that Yorick game. At some point there was, I think, 1 moment or 2 where Jax was doing grubs, but you're isolated so far and you just sit in the lane, and then once turrets fall, you went mid lane last time to spectate them farming. So items and levels aren't being used, they're not being seen in advance, and they're not being pressured or played around. Okay, sure. Again, you have a lead. You beat him. If you land your E, you beat him. You're up 20 CS, like you're beating him in lane, but it's not noticeable because all you're doing is getting the wave onto your side and letting him just hit you. What is this? You're tanking these creeps repeatedly. This is the 2nd time this has happened, and you start losing the fight. Do you just not cast your spells here? Again, you don't have to cast. You just don't have to start your rotation with your E. But you can just W on top of him. And if you have or play around the walls of like, don't just walk up. You see a Mumu. Wait, what? You see a Mumu? If you're really good at Alawi, or if you had your ulti, this would be good. But you don't have ulti, so you lose. If you had ulti, this would be good. I'd say this is a good bait if you have ultimate. You don't get ultimate in time, so you die. I don't know if you actually die, but I believe you die. You should die. Because all Mumu has to do is QR and this guy's lands his spells, but they don't know how to play the game because they don't know how to walk at you. Because this guy doesn't know how to approach it at a cut angle. This guy should just be running straight this way. He doesn't miss his Q that way, but no, he runs this way instead of this way. So it means he has the more coin flippy Q. He doesn't know how to land his Q. This guy doesn't know how to slow you or chase you down for the Mumu, so you live because they're awful. Again, your advantage is not noticeable. You don't know how to pressure it. You don't know how to use it. They have. Don't let this guy do this. No, just smack him before he gets to this point. No. That's a free E. Just E him. You get to heal. You get to Conqueror stack. You get to set yourself up, and they can't dive you because he loses half his HP. Amumu's absolutely worthless and garbage. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. After you're missing those Qs and randomly just soaking XP for this Aatrox, and this guy does not know that. Great, but Bel'Veth is here. That's just great on Bel'Veth. You die here, but Bel'Veth probably gets a double kill. That's all Bel'Veth. That's nothing to do with you. This is all Bel'Veth. She now gets to possess this guy, gets the stack on whatever, and gets this maybe just 1 kill. Okay, I don't think she kills Aatrox. She shouldn't be able to kill Aatrox. Even though Aatrox is really far behind. Unless Aatrox decides to turret dive this thing. Like he turret dove you. But like a Mumu should have not been able to ever walk that far up. Because here you just land your E. Just walk up to him. Just land your E. This is more micro. This is more mechanical. Yes, but the Mumu should not be at this angle. He's so far away from Aatrox. And sure, you land your W. Okay, cool. Tentacle slaps. You need to be able to land your E here. Just land your E, land your E, land your E. Land your E. Don't let this guy walk. Like, you need to be at an angle at some point where you can land E's. You're not looking to land E's. Well, what's the actual name of the E? Test of Spirit? Let's just call it Spirit. You need to land Spirit Grab, or I don't know what the name of that. Toss? Whatever. You need to land your toss. Let's go with that. Belveth saves this. You still miss a lot of experience, a lot of gold, because they stack big waves. And now at this point, did he get the shutdown, or did Amumu get the shutdown? Right? I think Aatrox got it? Yeah, Aatrox got it. And you had shutdown. He's back in the game. Yes, you still have a small lead, but at this point now you can't bully him. You can no longer bully him now, because at this point he overstays for a plate, but he has TP. He should have already reset. He did the exact same thing you did. I forget at what point. I think it was, yeah, when you were autoing this one before 5 minutes. He overstayed. He hasn't reset. Now you can punish him for that because he does not have his item advantage. He does not use his that tempo to reset and get back onto the map and pressure you. He's just overstayed for no reason other than not knowing what the right move is. So you can beat him still. You can beat him before he recalls. Amumu is mid, and supports and stuff don't roam at this rank, so you're fine. Beat him. Beat him. You beat him. You have all... Why are you just letting... Hit him. So, you don't have to land your E to hit him. Yeah, you win every fight if you land E, but you still hit him. You have Conqueror up. Try to keep Conqueror up. Just walk towards him. He has PTA. You beat him. You have items. You don't have to land your E. Yes, you land your E, you win the fight. You get 100%. But you have Conqueror. You had your W up. You're near your turret. You have Flash. You can play around these things. So this is more micro because it's a lot more even right now in gold, and these advantages aren't as level based. You still have the item advantage because he hasn't reset, but it's not being used, and you're not using Conqueror, which is your rune, which instead of short trade, which is what Grasp would do that last game with Yorick, which wasn't used, you're not using Conqueror, because that was a perfect time to use Conqueror. You land your E on him. When did you land on it? When do you land your E on him? Land your E right here, and I believe you stack Conqueror off of your E. Right? So you're at full stacks right now? Yeah. You just autoed it. Cool. Stay on top of them. You have Conqueror. You win. Like, I don't know if you also timed his ultimate with yours or anything when he did the turret dive with a Mumu and saw that he ulted with the Belveth and everything and kept track of that. That's more advanced than knowing cooldowns. Even if he has ulti, you still smack him. Because you just don't have to land your E. You can just W him with Conqueror stacks and ult, and it's fine. You still win. It's a little bit closer of a fight if he has ultimate, but he doesn't have ultimate. And you just win. Levels, items, and in that case using your rune. Big rune. I'm not talking about bone plating and second wind, which cool, you land your E. You don't have to 100% play off your E. You know that you land your E and you win the fight. Good job. That's good. He should have died much sooner. He should have been pressured out of lane much sooner. He should have more death. He should lose more CS. This guy's been allowed to stay in lane for way too long. Good job. You land your E, you kill him. But you need to know that you can fight without landing your E. If you 100% of the time wait for you to land your E, then, well, you're going to be in so many positions where you're just doing nothing. Get one plate back. Get one plate back. Or just shove this wave now because that was really awkward. That's fine. Sure. You're with the moon. That's fine. That sucks. You have to shove the wave anyways. You don't notice this right away. You don't respond to it very quickly. You need to play around. He wants to perma-stun you, and if he perma-stuns you... Okay, cool. This is more advanced, but you can flash his Q behind these minions. That way you don't get perma-stunned. You start stacking Conqueror. You're at a higher HP threshold. You don't know what his flash timer is, but it would be down because of spectator mode. We know this. And you'd have that extra little bit of HP. You'd start healing with Conqueror. You start getting that benefit and perks of your runes, and you have a chance of killing him. That's debatable with the flash and everything. I'm fine with this death. This death is acceptable because you still have to shove the wave. So far, this is the only death I've seen it's acceptable because you have to shove wave anyways. Otherwise, he gets to freeze and he gets to hold it. So that death is, I'm okay with it. The other deaths from the other game, most of them were just, everything was just awful and awkward. So that's fine. whatever. It sucks, you lose plates. Yeah, he gets back into the game. You have item. Do you use this item? Do you just perma-fight him? Because that's what you should do. You just permanently fight him. And Moon's but like, you land your E, you know that you beat him with E, good job. And your Bel'Veth wants to get grubbies? Cool. Go for grubs. Just shove. No, you can't just hold the wave at your turret. You need to shove. You're playing Alawi. You're not playing Malphite that wants to just farm and chill. You're not playing maybe Gnar or some... I mean, Gnar still pushes. But you're not playing some teamfight utility champion that wants to scale and then group up later. You're playing, I'm going to side lane, I'm going to end the game from the side lane. Alawi, I mean, she can teamfight, she does, but she excels at just sitting somewhere, having tentacle set up, and no one can contest her. Maybe Heimerdingers or something like that. Good. You almost get turret. Good. Okay, cool. I don't know how much gold you have. You might want to... So, once you have 1,000 gold or so, okay, I'm still okay with this. But you would want to look to reset. You're up 2 levels, you're up in items. So yes, you just beat him. Good job. He is griefing, but good job. Don't worry, it's not worth running towards him. That's not worth your flash. He's 1 in 5. You don't know if a Mumu's there or his team. It's fine. It's not the worst flash, but whatever. Sure, take turret. Good job. Shove this wave. Help Bel'Veth. Help Bel'Veth. Shove this wave. One of those two, like, or both. Okay. Okay. That still works. That's still fine. Good. You're not gonna be given this rotation. Ideally, you go bot lane now because that turret's gone. You want to push outer turrets, but it's fine if you go top. Ideally, in higher MMR, you're gonna go bot, but it's fine if you don't because your team might not listen. So this is still acceptable because of the games you're playing in. But here you need to push. Don't just wild toss those hooks. That was a random toss. That's just a random toss. Okay, fine. You're playing Alawi, so you do this. Yeah, good job. Yeah, you're playing Alawi. Good job. Like, yeah, you land your E, you win. Okay, you miss it. Whatever. Not the end of the world. Someone messaged me on League. I'll maybe respond. Probably not. Okay, do you pressure, push. Okay. Do you fight him? You don't have to be that scared of him. But you probably want to reset at some point. You do have TP. Like, you can fight him, but ideally reset. I'm willing to bet you have over 1,000 gold. About 1,000 gold. Just reset. Just reset. Also, why? I guess you got merchants for move. That's fine. I'm not going to harp on itemization and things like that. I don't play Alawi, and they're less important. It's still very important to know itemizations in your matchup and know what items to build. But right now, it's just fundamentals of you're not shoving the wave properly when you're supposed to shove it. You're just randomly freezing it because you want the wave at your turret. You're not playing around your levels or item spikes. You're just fighting them because, well, I landed my E, I win, I'm Alawi. What is this? What is this? Same thing as last game. You took tower and now you don't know what to do. Just sit up here. You can look to invade his jungle, look to farm your jungle, look to have some vision, put some vision down. You have 5 vision score because you don't want reward for the jungler. Sure, you're Alawi, but you still want to know if a Mumu's coming because sometimes maybe you burned your E, it's on cooldown, you don't automatically win the fight. This is, you don't do this. You're Alawi. And now you just burn TP. I mean, okay, I don't mind that teleport because it saves you the turret, but you pressure the enemy. You don't go hunting on Alawi. That's an assassin's job, that's a high mobility job, that's a utility champion's job. It's champions that make picks. Alawi does not make picks. Alawi sits in the lane, forces people to come towards her. That's what our champion does. Again, I don't play her personally, so I don't know the exact limits of the champion personally, but that is what she does. That is her design. You pressure the side lane, you make it impossible for them to lane, because then if you land this, good. You land it, he loses a third of his HP, a quarter. He chooses to fight, he's going to lose half his HP. I wouldn't have ulted there. Now you have no ulti for if that enemy comes for you. So that's really awkward. Now you have no mana as well. You need to reset. This is really awkward. You can, like, it's not worth you dying. You have a shutdown. You can help your team with that. Senna, sure. Again, I have not focused on the jungler. I have not focused on your team. I have hyper accelerated and missed so many more things that can be said and should be said debatably. It's just levels, items, push, freeze. These things are not being played around, and they're just concepts that need to be done to rank up. You have very low mana, but this guy is really bad and has no health, so it's okay, but you need to reset. You need to reset to fully do this. You need to reset. Good. You're resetting. Good. And probably go bot lane. Probably go bot lane. In this case, if you go bot lane, you probably get a lot more. It's okay if you lose this tower. You need to pressure the... It's okay if you lose this tower. You need to start helping your team. You have an advantage. Your team doesn't. This Janna's doing alright. Realistically, only your Misfortune's griefing. Misfortune's griefing. Whatever. That sucks. Whatever. Shit out of luck. You know, the odds of your entire team doing well is... If you only win games like that, well, good luck. Because this Misfortune is pretty much equal to this Aatrox. Everyone else is doing whatever. Not bad. Doing even. You're the most fit on your team, which is good. But again, are you grouping as a lot? No. You don't do anything here. They're all range champions, minus Amumu. If they were playing Volibear, if they were playing Malphite, if they were playing Udyr, if they were playing Trundle, if they were playing Sejuani, if they were playing melee like Leona, these champions you can look to group around. There's 4 range champions and a Amumu. You're not gonna ever land an E if they're good or good enough to just not walk up to you. You don't get to dive them as Lowy because, well, you don't have an engage. So this is just really awkward. You just get this tower. Just walk bot lane. Walk bot lane. Or be top lane. Like, preferably bot lane because you got this tower. And then no one can contest you and you get more gold and you start pressuring more. But now I think just nothing is going to happen here. Nothing's going to happen here. You're just going to lose top turret for free because you're mid lane instead of bot lane. This is lane assignments. This is where your mid to late game falls. So same thing as last game. Playing around left. This game, you did much better than against the Yorick. Yorick probably confused you, landed his Conqueror stacks, landed those E's a couple times, started chipping away at you. That freezing doesn't work as well against Yorick as it does against Aatrox, so your playstyle played just... I'm saying playstyle because you're not playing flexibly or adaptively. You're just pulling waves towards your turrets and holding them there and hoping they dive you or hoping your jungle ganks you or whatever. You're playing Alawi. You have no setup for your jungler. You have a debatable slow after they leave the range of 800 or whatever it is when you soul rip. If you land the soul rip, which is really difficult to land if you're just chasing them. So junglers don't really go into Alawi lanes because, well, there's just no setup. It's not easy to gank unless they're completely griefing, which I guess you hold freezes, but into Yorick, he just cages you off, and it's a 1v1 for the jungler. Whereas in Aatrox, it works a lot better, because I'm saying your playstyle, because again, it's not adaptive, it's not flexible. You've just been, from 2 games I've seen, it's just hold wave at tower. Hopefully they die over grief or overextend and I get jungle gank. This is fine, because you guys are even or ahead. This is good because you guys have vision control. This is good because you're catching them on rotations, which probably wasn't intentionally done. I'm not sure if you're playing towards Baron. You should sit top lane, spam ping your team Baron. That's probably not going to happen, but again, you should also just go bot lane. Because very little will come of whatever. If you don't properly here, this is low MMR, you're never going to get these turrets properly. If it was higher MMR, I could see rotations being done, visions being played around, cooldowns being played around, summoners being timed, doing things like that, catching vision, catching like line of sight, playing around that. This is just, this is called throwing. Before I even said throwing, that's what's going to happen here, because in low MMR, you're not going to properly play around vision, you're not going to play around cooldowns, you're just going to wait for them to reset, wait for them, again, your champions, you specifically don't do well in the jungle as a Lowy. You don't. Your team is okay at best in the jungle. They have much higher mobility, much higher range, much more pick potential. They have long range stuns, long range projectiles. You guys have Talon hopping over walls. That's pretty good. Bel'Veth can find a duel, but again, they're just way better in the jungle. So again, unless you guys play properly and when you guys had control, it was okay, but then you guys lost vision control, and now they catch back up. So that was a huge moment. This entire thing, you should not be up here. You don't, Alawi does not chase champions here. Alawi doesn't pressure turrets like this. Alawi goes, I'm going for this turret. Hopefully you made the right choice of turret. Then you take the turret. Instead, you guys just lose this turret and just awkwardly stand around, don't get anything. Because again, cool, you guys got the Amumu. If you can force these guys to face check because they're all range champions minus Aatrox, which is at this point negligible, he's whatever, he's Black Cleaver, then great. But just they get to bounce off the fountain, come back sooner. They get to bounce off the fountain every time you get straight up. It's just no. You should be bot lane. Alawi does not camp bushes like this. Alawi sits in a lane. That's how Alawi plays. That's also how Mordekaiser plays. Mordekaiser has a lot more power in team fights than Alawi because he can force a fight, be like, I am fighting you now, and this is going to happen. So Mordekaiser could do this because I believe on your Reddit post you mentioned Mordekaiser. This has already been going on for an hour, and I haven't even reached the third game yet. Okay, but again, levels, items, levels and items to play around, when to freeze, when to push, when to play for plating. These are just very basic things. I'm not going over how to space, what pockets to play in, how to burn cooldowns, how to pressure the enemies' cooldowns, timing their cooldowns. Oh, Aatrox just used Q, it's on cooldown. You know, that's, you know, once you move out of I forget this. I think this is bronze. Once you move out of bronze into like silver, gold, you know, Aatrox uses Q. It's on cooldown. You can fight him. Things like that. You need to punish him. But right now it's just level, item. I win fight. I lose fight. But so far it's been I'm Alawi. I landed my E. I win fight. Okay, cool. You're inside. I don't mind. Yeah, good. Cool. Good job. You get this tower, right? You're Alawi. You're doing what Alawi does. And look what happens. You sat in the side lane for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. No one was around you. Even if someone does come for you, you beat everyone in a 1v1, minus maybe Brand, because he's probably good enough. I haven't been watching how he actually plays, but just assuming him being fed, he's probably good enough to space you out and kite you a little bit. But if you get Brand out of fights, your team does alright, and you can probably still pressure him, and you can probably still go to another lane. But at this point, you definitely have to go bot lane. There's no way you're getting this turret. They do also have Baron recall. But you're not playing a defending champion. So there's no issue with you letting these things drop. Again, if you're playing Malphite, I'm mentioning Malphite because it's just the classic utility, I lose lane. If you're playing these mobile utility champions, I don't know, if you're playing Sejuani top, I can't think, no one plays utility top lane because of how weak you are to your team and how at mercy you are to your team. But if you're playing, I'm just going to keep saying the example of Malphite because I can't think of a better example currently. Then yeah, good group, go look for these things. But you're playing loud. You sit bot. You sit bot. You sit bot. You're not getting this tower. You're not getting this tower. You will not be allowed. By the time you get this, they will either take your Nexus or just kill you and then kill your bit team. This is so far away for you that I'm not going to watch this. Predicted 2 minutes in advance. Your team can't pressure enough for how long it takes you to reach this. Okay, apparently they can't. I'm wrong. I don't know why the enemy team was allowed. I know they sent 3 top for you, but again, this is just coin flip, and we're not going to talk about too much there because somehow the enemy team just allowed, like, because they had time after they killed you to reset, right? I'm just curious how much time they had. Once you got this turret, everything, okay. They have Baron. Then you go up here when I said go bot lane. They have time to reset, right? I'm so confused on... You're dead, instant reset. They reset now, they reset now, right? No, they pushed, okay. So that's how they get in him, because they don't know how to defend. Okay. And then they probably stay one. Yeah, okay. That's how they, okay. Not the end of the world. That was mostly just curious. Your team gets stuff for it, which is really good. I mean, that's beneficial for you. They shouldn't have been able to do that, in my opinion. They should have, every team should have just instantly recalled. But, I mean, it's good. Now go bot lane. Go bot lane. You beat Aatrox in the side lane. You beat everyone in the side lane, minus again, maybe Brand. And you have teleport, but Brand doesn't have teleport, so you're good to sit in that side lane. You're playing loud. You don't sit in bushes. She walks away. Maybe you chunk her. Great. You're not an assassin. It's not what Alawi does. Alawi does not look for picks like this. You lose. Okay, they don't know how to. This is low MMR, so they just stack on top of you and just play like melee champions, so you live. But that's not what Alawi does. You're losing your base. You just push out this bot wave. Push out this bot wave. This was a 100% winnable game. Last game, sure, your whole team fed, much more difficult. But here, if you push top, you push bottom, and then you have TP for Baron, and you just do that for 30, 40 minutes, no one can contest you, you win the game. They have no answer to you. Yeah, they have ranged champions. Really sucks. Did I say 4 ranged champions earlier? It's 3. When it's 3 ranged champions. My bad. I just looked that in. I think I said 4 ranged champions earlier. I don't know. Whatever. They're all ranged. They're not all ranged. All 3 of them are ranged. But yeah, sit bot lane. Good, 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 good. This is still winnable. Again, as long as you go bot lane. Cool. Just don't get caught out. They're gonna do Baron. You have teleport. You have teleport. You have teleport. You're low on health. That's the biggest thing. You need. Oh, but Aatrox is here. Okay. So now you have the choice to make between fighting him, resetting, or teleporting for Baron, but you can't teleport, so you're forced to either fight him or reset. You land your E. Cool. The only thing is that the health that you're playing Alawi. This is more like this is a macro, not macro. This is a micro fight. Seeing how things play out. I don't know who wins this. I'm guessing Alawi just because you're ahead. Cool. Okay. Cool. Push. Look, teleport. Look at their base. Look at their base. Look at their base. We're pushing bot. Okay. Wait, why'd you reset? Wait, why'd you? Whoa. Why did you reset? I didn't even think you'd reset. That's why I wasn't watching you. I was watching mid, and I was watching. I don't know where your eyes are, or what your goal was. 2 of them are dead. Brand is mid. Odds are Brandon's alone. I'm willing to bet this has somebody over here somewhere, because they're probably looking to Baron. Because your team would just fought at Baron. What? That was a turret. Because. So again, items, levels, freeze and push. Like you need to know. I'm gonna write it down on a notepad. Items, levels, freeze and push. Because you're playing around landing E, winning fight. I win fight. I'm Alawi. I'm ahead. Because they melee me. Okay, cool. I don't care how this fight plays out. I guess we'll talk about it. But you shouldn't be up here. That's why I don't want to talk about it. Let's see how you play it out. I'll go more micro in depth or more micro. Cool. You land E on Brand. Good. That's the target part. Target practice. High priority target. Okay. Cool. Brand. Janna, did she cancel her ulti? What was that? Did Janna just cancel her ulti? You're gonna get stunned. What happened there? Can play at normal speed. Cool, whatever. Aatrox, land. You see that you can't face tank all these champions because again they're all ranged. Your team gets dope by a Mumu. Okay, cool. You go back. Talon's doing things over there. It's just messy and sloppy. Okay, again, not much you could have done there just because the angle of the fight. Again, that's why I didn't want to go over the fight. I think you played the fight okay, personally. Where there maybe more you could have done, possibly. Maybe you could have sat on Brand as Zonya's zoned out or spaced out, but he flashes either way. I don't have that too many complaints about how you played the fight. My biggest complaint was just the fight in general and having it happen and just doing it. Again, you still have teleport. Just push bot lane. You're playing Alawi. You don't group. I'm gonna keep giving the example of Malphite. If you're playing Malphite, I mean, even if you have teleport, you still click push. In this case, it's with Malphite, but then you group. If you're playing Alawi, you just push bot lane and then bring them to you. The times you have sat in a side lane, you get a turret. And now at this point, the game's lost because that last fight was probably lost. Now you chain in, and everyone just respawns. This game was 100% winnable. This game you could have 100% won it. This game you could have absolutely controlled it, in my opinion. You could have absolutely just sat in a side lane once, and then just taken completely over. Because Aatrox could never match you. He doesn't know how to fight you. You land your E, you smack him. A Mumu tries to run at you, and it doesn't matter because you land your E, and they can't CC you long enough, and especially with Merc Treads, that you just smack them. I believe that game you could have done a lot more. Who messaged me? What is this? Get in the. I'll look at that later. That one I believe was 100%. You could have done so much more. Replay files. Options, rename, copy, 2. Let's go over this third game. This is a lot longer. Again, this is not edited. I definitely made mistakes and over my commentary, and things can be criticized, but the general so far has been item spikes, level spikes, freezing, and pushing. All 3 are Lowy games. This is the third Lowy game. You're fighting, what is Garen top? Okay. Where are you? There you are. And I like having line of sight for this side because I don't like knowing and having that sort of advantage that you wouldn't have in game. Like, again, I'm assuming the same exact things. You're not playing for level 2, you're not playing for level 3, you're not playing around your items. I'm probably gonna fast forward this because the third landing phase we're going over. You're not auto attacking, you're not pushing, you're not pressuring. They get a completely free lane. If they're good, what happens is they get every grub, every herald, and you never do anything. Because, yeah, sure, they can't dive you, you're playing Lowy. Because that's Lowy, sure, she holds her ground really, really well. But if you just hold your tower, they just get to walk everywhere else, invade you, and do so much more. Again, level. I'm not even going to go over that at this point. It's the exact same thing. You didn't play it around level. He doesn't know how to shove properly, whatever, he's level 3. Now he's health advantage. When to freeze, when to push. You missed your E. He burned flash, you still have flash, okay. Nice landing E, he got creep blocked. Cool, good job, he has no ignite too, so you can keep fighting him. Not sure if he times his ignite. And good job, you get your jungler. You still have flash up, you don't have to flash, but just keep note of it, you can bait him in. Good job, I like the way you're doing this, nice. Again, that's your jungle winning lane for you. That is not you. You lost lane there completely until you're brought. Yeah, you held a freeze, but you didn't hold the freeze. Garen gave you the freeze repeatedly by permanently shoving on you. And you lost level 2. So again, item spikes, level spikes, when to freeze and when to push. Because that wasn't you freezing, that was Garen perma shoving if you want to go over it. He does not last hit anything for ever since after level 2, he just keeps shoving. And doesn't cheat or recall or anything. If you watch this, you keep shoving. Okay, cool, whatever. He should reset. Garen should reset here. There's no reason Garen stays here. He should just reset. This is the only reset timer he's gonna get for the next minute. He stays, whatever. Sure, he didn't reset on cannon wave, and now it's awkward. Now he's not slow. He should be slow pushing, and again, he's not doing these things. I'm mentioning these things because he throws himself. You're not freezing this wave. He's just permanently blindly shoving. That's not like you freezing, that's just him being at your. No, you reset. Did you teleport back? How'd you get back so quick? You teleported back. Okay, cool. That's fine. Yeah, good. I like a teleport. Again, items, levels. Around here, you get level 6. Yeah, so between 5 and 6 minutes, depending on how many times you've recalled, how many minutes you've missed, you're gonna get level 6. Items and levels. Just be on top of him. I don't care. You don't have. Like, I don't care. You just stand on top of him, and you do Lowy things. I don't care, because if they're good, you die here. You die. You just burned your flash because you don't know how to mechanically hold your flash up for his E. And here, okay, maybe you live. I thought you would die. You get 6 inside this creep wave, you fight them. That was more mechanical. I personally think you win that, because you're really the only one level 6, and that's how scary Lowy is. I also don't know what items to purchase, if that's ideal purchase. I don't know if this thing does anything, which is good first purchase, but that's all. It's just, you sit here, just sit here, kill that one creep that's gonna take you to get level 6, and fight it. I don't know the exact limits of I think you win that, even through ignite, especially because he's gonna randomly ignite you at any point, and then you just start healing. I believe you win it. I don't know what limits completely. I believe you win it. Now it's just, or you insta flash, or you hold your flash for his E. Now you're out of lane. Now you're in a weak position. Worst case scenario, if you get level 6 here, you clear the wave and you die. Because as you fight them, the wave will get cleared. I'm not saying you clear the wave, but I'm saying as you fight them, the wave gets cleared. And then you just get a better recall timing, or a better death timer. But yeah, just play around these levels, items, push and freeze. Now, sure, awkward. Now he's caught back up. Now Now your lead's been thrown because you're not playing allow. You're not setting yourself up to be in these positions. You're now pushing compared to the last game, which is good. But hopefully, set up tentacles. Set up tentacles. You know, because you want to make sure when you're pushing, you have things set up a little bit further, probably, because you can probably just auto that for free. You want to, I don't know League specifically, but probably somewhere near this bush, because it forces him to have to face check the bush, and then somewhere back here. Again, I don't play Lowy, so I don't know the exact spots where to land them. Okay, you know, look to get a better tentacles position spawn. Don't know when your pass is back up. Whatever you. Okay, you land your E, and you just, that's the. He also I think he ulted Aatrox also under tower. You're just ulting them to harass them. I don't play Lowies. No, but it's a long enough cooldown. It's 2 minutes. You don't just ult to harass them and chunk them. You get plate. You get plate there and reset. Okay, it's fine that you reset. Not the end of the world. And if anything, actually, the recall might have been better. I might be wrong. The recall might be better than the plate. I might be wrong there. But again, items, levels, when to push, when to freeze. Land E, good. You prior stop side. I haven't even mentioned, yeah, playing around your jungler. Okay. Cool. You land. E's back up soon. You have no flash. You're not warding. I mentioned this because this is a much more even-ish. If you have an advantage, but you have to play it right. You just land your E and ult. Did Mordekaiser just ult you? Because I'm spectator mode, I can't tell. Which actually, I think Mordekaiser can pull you out of like your ulti when you have tentacles all around. I believe. Yeah, I think he can, right? Now it does no damage to him? Yeah. But you stand in a bush and you probably still die because the way Mordekaiser can play the fight. But you need to force them into this is mechanical, but you want to force a 1v1 for as long as you possibly can, ideally. Because of the way Mordekaiser fights, because he can ult and take you out of your tentacles and make the fight a lot more difficult. You want, regardless, you're going to be forced to fight here. And this is a much more difficult, much more mechanical, much more the spacing, timing, knowing how long you can 1v1 for, holding a fight, how long you can heal for, knowing Alawi's limits, knowing the champion's limits of Garen, knowing the champion limits of Mordekaiser. He's going to pull you into his realm and everything. I'm okay with his death because it's difficult to play it. But at the same time, it can be avoided if you plan on pushing and you plan on fighting, Alawi has to commit. She's holding her ground, she has to fight there. If you're choosing to push, you're gonna be forced to fight while you push. No, okay, sure. Maybe hit him, but because you see Mordekaiser. Because the choice you make with Alawi, you're stuck there and you have to sit with it. And you have to learn the limits on that champion. That was a much more mechanically difficult fight. I think you go 1 for 1 in that fight last time that happened with the Mordekaiser when he ults you. Not the end of the world, but again, just we're not gonna harp on it. We'll go more over items, levels, pushing and freezing. This is a lot more bouncing back and forth. Your team's pretty even. Sure, Ashe isn't doing so great, but Ashe is a utility ADC. As long as she can arrow, she's pretty good for your team. Okay, sure. You gotta start pressuring this Garen. You're just sitting here. Again, this is mid game again. 14 minutes. Plates fall. Herald's back up. Or Herald's up in play. Start pushing on him. Start pressuring him. Possibly proxy this game. It sounds very repetitive. You're never proactive. You're never pressuring the enemy. You're never forcing them to make hard decisions. It's always, they come to me. They're fighting me. I win because I land E. Oh, my team's here. I'm gonna follow them. I'm just assuming that's the mental thought process, which makes you feel useless because you're like, oh, you know, I win this fight. I beat him. Well, yeah, you know, if they play into your hand and tower dive you and play under your win condition that you're setting for yourself up, yeah, but the win condition you're giving is have the enemy throw, which again, in Iron might work. I think you're Bronze. In Iron, they will just not have the patience and just throw themselves at you. In Bronze, they'll throw themselves at you, but they won't just tower dive you repeatedly. Well, I mean, they might still, but you're seeing that at this level, they're not going to just tower dive you repeatedly and do well. You have to play against your items, levels, pushing, and freezing. And it gets way more advanced, way more technical than that. It's also been going on for a lot longer than I thought it would. What is it, like an hour and a half? Hour 20. Okay. Do you have item? Yeah, you have item. He does not have item. Cool. You win. It's that simple. You don't have to overthink it. But all you're doing is maybe you're scared of the jungler. Like the more, then keep track of where he is. Or if you don't keep track of where he is, just decide that you have to fight. You're playing allow. That's gonna be a threat the whole game. Garen's just being allowed to clear the wave, slowly scale up, and he's just gonna probably outvalue you because he's gonna run faster. Because he's probably gonna leave lane at some point, and in team fights he's probably gonna be able to kill your your Ashe or Briar or something. Okay, cool. You pressure tower, good, you get it tower. Your team comes towards you. You're not pressuring anything through any of these 3 games. Okay, you go. Okay, again, just awkwardly. Alawi does not sit mid. Alawi sits in the side lanes. She likes these long lanes. I don't care if you kill her and get a shutdown. It's good that you do. The result is good, but the idea and purpose behind it is not. That gives you gold. That's good. Doesn't win you the game. Honestly, this turret gives your team about the same amount of gold. Yeah, you land E, you kill him. Good. It's good that you're killing them, but at the same time, the way you're killing them isn't because you're forcing them to make decisions. They just throw themselves at you. A lot of the time you've been dove, a lot of the time they've been fighting at your tower, a lot of the times they're just they're impatient, they don't know what they're doing. You land your E on them once or twice, and then you win the fight. Good, you land your E, you win. But again, not playing around level. 2 or 3, not playing around item spikes. When you have item, you're not pressuring. You're never pushing your lane to get the tower. You do have to, watch the jungler, especially in this game where the jungler can threaten you because Mordekaiser can pull you into the Shadow Realm away from your tentacles. Okay, I'm okay with that recall. Personally, I would have kept pushing. I'm arrogant. Especially you have Demolish. You can chunk this turret to half, and bounties are so valuable. But whatever, go bot. Do you go bot? You go bot? Okay, cool, nice, good. I don't care if you win this fight. I don't care if you lose this fight. What I care about is you going bot. It's great that you killed them. That's amazing. That's cherry on top. You don't chase. No. You're Lao, you don't chase. If you're a high mobility champion, high utility champion for your team or something, yes. Sit bot, get this turret. Well, did you just ping danger for the Briar clearing your wave? You leave lane, like you're out of laning phase. It's past 14 minutes, turrets have fallen. You leave lane. What are you doing? So 3 out of 3 games, your mid to late game is nowhere. You don't side lane. And 3 out of 3 games, levels, items, pushing, and freezing doesn't happen. So I'm gonna make notes on all 3 of these. Oh, I didn't watch that. Was it a good TP? I didn't watch that. Where's that TP going? I don't like this TP. I don't like it because they still get inhib. That's why I don't like it. Regardless of you TPing or not, this inhib still falls. And nothing comes from it. It's really difficult for you to land E, that's why I don't like it. Like, it's just, I don't like this TP. I'd be okay with you just recalling. I'd be okay with you teleporting to this maybe. I still wouldn't like it, but that's it. The reason I say it's bad is because they still get inhib. That was a TP to defend inhib, and okay, the Scamus is up Herald, whatever. Your Ashe is looking to flank. Honestly, I probably should have stayed on these guys. Ashe is gonna die regardless, she's griefing, but she gets to stun them. She's bait. You could have just stayed on top of these guys. I'm not sure if you watched the minimap. Yeah, Ashe is worthless. But she would hold them in place for 1 or 2 seconds. That's 1 to 3 tentacle slaps. You hurt them. You're ahead. But instead, you just wait for them to throw into you instead of... I mean, it's still debatable in coin flipping and everything. I like this. I love this position. So here's an Alawi fight that you can take. You come in from behind, not from in front chasing them. You come in from a flank. They're all... I love this. I'm assuming you win this fight just from the start. I'm assuming you win because just the position you're in is absolutely amazing. Every other fight you were looking for chases, looking for hooks, looking for pokes, looking for... This is the first fight I've seen you come in from a flank. And you can face tank everyone. I don't care if you die. I don't care if you die. I love that position. I don't care if the result was bad. I loved it. Let's see why it goes poorly. Mostly because Mordekaiser, I believe. Yeah, it mostly goes bad because Mordekaiser ulted you and your team's behind. Even though I loved it, even if it is a bad fight, I love the position and angle for it. Even if the result is bad, I love that because that is the angles you want to take. You can debate and argue, yeah, it was a bad fight because your team or your Ashe wasn't there or someone wasn't there and you're behind, it's in the enemy's hands. I love that fight. Because that's an Alawi fight you want to take. The ones that you were pushing mid in the other games, the ones that you're looking for hooks, the ones that you're dancing around in the jungle with no real angle, the ones where you're looking to play as an assassin, the ones where you're just awkwardly posturing, the ones where you're holding turrets on the enemy as you're hoping for them to dive you, as you just awkwardly space. No. I love that fight. Because that's the angle in the fight Alawi should take. If she finds a position to wrap around, get in the face, it sucks because they have Mordekaiser. Because Mordekaiser can ult you and then, well, the tentacles just are gone. But you're inside the fight, you're around 3 champions, and then there's just chaos and mayhem because no one can dodge all those tentacles. You still lose the fight, you still lose a mean game. You lose both. This game I also think was completely winnable. It's Mordekaiser would be a huge problem for you, so you'd have to walk away. This is a much more difficult game. The second game, you could have won it. You should have won it. First game, much more difficult, sure, team. Still, again, I'm saying at the level of play that would be required to win it would not be much effort. I'm not saying you need to be some amazing player to win these games. I'm saying, yeah, I'm saying if you put the best Alawi, they'd probably win every game because they just have a CS lead because you also don't CS very well. It's not crazy bad, but I'm not harping on it because it's still there, but it could be much better. Because again, they aren't pressuring you on levels or items, but you're also not side laning, you're not doing these things. So I'm gonna get Notepad out. And like most people were saying, no, this is the last person. Level 2, 3, 6, power spike, item, power spike, freeze, and push. So when are you going to freeze? On Alawi, you rarely ever freeze, but I'm trying to think of the best case scenario for when to allow for an Alawi to freeze. If you don't know where their jungler is and it's even lane state, freezing is fine. If you know where the jungler is or you're ahead, you probably want to be pushing. Especially past 6. I'd say post 6, pressure, assuming lead, priest, 6, freeze, unless lead. Assuming lead or even. Assuming you're allowed to do it. Because, for example, some champions, like let's just say Mordekaiser or Volibear, might be able to fight you. Again, if you land E, you probably still win. But Mordekaiser, I believe, counters Alawi because of the way he does things. But yeah, so that would be for early game. Mid game, things to look for. Side lane, you don't side lane ever. Ward, because we haven't even talked about the jungler, but your vision score in all 3 games is atrocious. It was non-existent. So mid game, side lane, ward, pressure. Don't wander. Set up tentacles. Again, you don't have to go, if they let you go bot, because in most games you've been allowed to just, you could just go here. Set up tentacles. So yeah, push bot, pressure, tier 2, and late game cross map / TP. I'm saying the second game 100% you could have won at a level of play that is acceptable. First game at a normal level of play, around your skill level, would be really difficult, and this one I'd say it was coin flippy. Again, if you played like way well above your skill level, then yes, all 3 games are absolutely winnable, because your lane opponent would get crushed in so many ways and so many other openings that were not mentioned outside of levels and items. Though the way they space, the way they use their abilities, their cooldowns, the way they don't play around vision, they don't play around bushes, they don't have any control of anything they're doing. They're just not using their champion, their mobility. They're just running at you and fighting and hoping they win. They don't know when they lose or win fights. And these things would be pressured by a much higher level player. But things like cooldowns, things like spacing, which is playing around like the max limit of your E, things around like Garen's mobility on his Q and how long it lasts. This is the next step once you get levels power spikes and item power spikes, when to freeze, when to push, mid lane, side lane, setting up tentacles, like just knowing what your champion does. Like this is specific to your champion, so knowing what champion does. I wish I could bold that. I don't know if I could bold that, because this is only Alawi games. You do this. Most top laners will do this, but specifically Alawi will sit in a side lane and just pressure, and very rarely will she group. Late game cross map TP. You never pressured Baron. You never brought more opponents to you. You never used Fog of War in a proper, not for, again, you sat here a couple times in a couple of games and just waited for them to walk. By Fog of War, I mean, they don't know if you're going to push a tower. If you need to look at how to split push when you're playing later on in the game, because you tried to push top lane, I believe, in the first or second game, and then 3 people come and kill you, and then your team pushes the mid inhibitor. You need to be able to push, and then you can't die while that's happening. So I say split push, because here you don't have to necessarily get towers. Once you start getting those towers, it becomes late game in the mid game. But split push, ensure safety / numbers advantage for team / self. Because again, you could generally, in this game, you might not be able to 2v1 side lane just because Mordekaiser. And that's the points I have for the game. This went a lot longer than I thought it would be. This is 3 games. It's about 1 hour 35. I'm not editing it. I'm sure I made mistakes. I'm sure there's some comments that could be improved or changed or ridiculed about me. I'm not going to go in super hyper detail. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not saying I'm some super high level player. I always just sit in low diamond. Currently I'm level 1. And those are the things about myself. People can criticize and comment on me and what I've said. Absolutely, I'd love to hear more. I'm sure this person would hopefully appreciate it. I just found that the comments were absolutely belittling, and I personally enjoy doing these things. These are very basic in what people were saying. Like you didn't win lane, or if you won lane, it was just very passive and not pressured. That's from what I'm seeing. And these are my endgame notes on things to work on. Level 2, 3, and 6 power spikes, item power spikes when you have leads, when to freeze and when to push. Again, you're going to probably freeze or hold the wave near your side, pre-6 or before item advantages, or if you don't know where the jungler is. Post-6, most likely Alawi will be pushing, and hopefully you have a lead, and then you can pretty much take any 1v1 or 2v1, because Alawi, if she has a lead, will be able to do that, especially if you have CS leads. I wasn't harping too much on CS, because everyone always mentions CS. And I was giving more things catered towards you specifically. Mid game, again, side lane. You did not ever really leave top. Whenever you left top, it was to watch people take minions mid, and you chase them and just watch them because your champion can't do anything, which makes you feel helpless. Yeah, go bot lane, go pressure tier 2s. Make sure when you start doing that, you start transitioning into late game, because let's just say past 20 minutes or so, once Baron is up, let's call it late game. You can debate when that happens, when it is late game. You can make sure you don't just die, because then the team might get Baron, or if you do die, make sure it takes like 3 members or so to kill you, because then your team can get Baron. Ideally, you live and you run away, but Allow doesn't have durability. Things like that happen. Okay. I hope this was helpful. Any advice for me would be muchly appreciated. Any comments on me and things I could do better, or things you think I did wrong, or things you disagree with, I would highly appreciate. I hope you have a nice day. Take care. Be safe.